It is the 6th of September 2013 and this is Pocket Gamer with all the new and exciting iOS games that hit the App Store this week.
We're in. Eyes wide for any intel you can find.
Well, this was a surprise. A brand new Call of Duty game, built from the ground up with mobile in mind, dropped onto the App Store with absolutely no fanfare this week. The game can be experienced in two ways. You can play it as a straight up first person shooter, which is fast and exciting but has very fiddly and cumbersome controls as we've come to expect from shooters on a touchscreen. Or you can play it in a top down perspective and control your squad like a real time strategy game. This is much more successful, it's easier to see what's going on, a lot easier to control, and it's loads more fun to orchestrate stealthy or tactical missions. The best bit is that you can switch between the two viewpoints at any time, and you can, if you want, play almost the entire game in either of the configurations. So whatever way you like to play, it's definitely worth checking this one out. Make sure you read our full review on pocketgamer.co.uk. .2K Drive started life as a free-to-play racer where practically everything from repairs and boosts to petrol and new cars was up for sale. It then switched to being a paid-for game at the very last minute, but like the back legs on a humpback whale, some cheeky free-to-play traits have vestigially remained. So it still has a premium currency, a real Racing 3 style repair system with wait timers, boosts you can buy, and this Founders Pack in-app purchase which costs more than the game itself to give you a quick injection of new vehicles. The full extent of all that and how it affects the game will come out in our review, but from first impressions this is a very slick and stylish racer with really solid driving model and top controls. It's a lot of fun to pull off screechy handbrake skids around corners, to trade paint with nearby racers, and to bomb through carefully rendered streets of London in a souped up pickup truck. It's a sharp little racer, but we'll see about those in-app purchases. First up, it's Giant Boulder of Death from longtime collaborators Pickpock and Adult Swim. It's an endless runner about a giant rock rolling down a mountain. Once you get past the unique setup, it's a pretty typical endless runner. You'll finish mini missions, collect coins, upgrade your boulder, and pay for continues when you die, all the usual stuff you'd associate with a free-to-play endless runner. Nothing particularly special, but it is quite fun to just roll this big boulder down the mountain and take out everything in your path. It's got a good feel and a great bouncy polka style soundtrack. Definitely worth a download. Zombie Typomaniac takes its cues from an oddball Sega arcade game called The Typing of the Dead. So you have zombies waltzing in from the side of the screen with these words above their heads, and you have to tap out each word on this little green keyboard to blast the walker with your shotgun. It's actually much faster to use a sort of swiping method where you quickly drag your finger from letter to letter, but the game's got this automatically adaptive difficulty setting which will sort of pick up on that and then ramp up the difficulty like crazy. Basically, it's either far too easy or far too hard, and it rarely settles on a comfortable middle point. It's fun, but it just never quite feels right. I'd say wait until our full review to see if it's worth picking up. Where do zombies come from? Good question, right? I mean, is it a virus or some arcane curse or Norway? Well, according to third-person zombie blaster 2013 Infected Wars, it was all Al Qaeda's fault, which is kind of topical, I guess. Not really, sort of. This is a relatively handsome game in a sort of grotty, gritty, dark, dingy, super violent kind of way. And the controls are solid. It's a bit dumb and repetitive. You just sort of kill hundreds of zombies until some arbitrary gate opens and you can move on to the next area where you'll kill hundreds of zombies. The real star, of course, will be the multiplayer. You can play the whole game in co-op with a friend, so that's going to be something we need to check out. Less exciting are all the in-app purchases, which, in my opinion, don't really belong in a game that costs £5 or $7. But, you know, we'll review it, see if it gets any better. Okay, last zombie game now, promise. So Zombie Highway was a game where undead jerks would grab onto the side of your car and then you would scrape them off by driving close to barriers. This is a spin-off called Zombie Highway Driver's Ed that focuses more on your driving skills, so you'll have to slalom through courses and avoid obstacles, all while zombies try to flip your car, eat your brains, generally ruin your day. It's one of those games that's fun for about 5 seconds, but any longer than that and you start to have that sort of existential crisis that maybe there's more to life than playing 1,000 endless runners every single week. Every week, guys. Give it a rest.